What's up, guys? So today I have an absolutely insane story for you little rascals. So I want you guys to bundle up with your tea and crumpets. We're gonna be going full 21 Savage mode today. I got my red coat shooters on deck, so y'all don't even gotta worry about a single thing. Because there used to be this computer game called Slender Man. It came out back in 2012, and it consists of a single player, POV, survival style horror game. And in this game, you're walking through what seems like the darkest woods on earth, looking for these sacred pages with nothing but a flashlight in hand. Your only real problem is this guy Slender Man is lurking around like Wilt Chamberlain in the paint, trying to fuck your shit up. As you collect the pages to this book, the fog intensifies, you start to move around a little bit faster, and Slender Man really starts to breathe down your neck. And listen, if you make one wrong move, the Slender Man is gonna come get you, kids. You gotta be careful out there in the woods. So of course kids love this shit back in the much simpler times of 2012. It was all the rage across YouTube and Facebook, which were really the two big social media platforms at that time. And I guess some people got way too into the story because these two girls, Anissa and Morgan, saw the Slender Man as some sort of slender god and vowed their devotion to this skinny legend.
AKA long, tan, and handsome. Meep.
Essentially, these girls wanted to be proxies of the Slender Man, which is pretty much like the Slender Man's disciples, and these people choose to act out and do things for Slender Man that would be really in his favor, like causing crimes and even murdering people. So these two girls were truly slaves to the website Creepypasta and the Slender Man Wrath. The story really all starts on this girl Morgan's birthday. Listen, I want you guys to imagine being invited to your middle school best friend's birthday party at the skate rink. It's all going great. You talk to your little crush. Y'all maybe dance to some Black Eyed Peas. You even got some free pizza going on in your stomach, so life is good. But all along, your two backstabbing best friends were literally plotting against your life. And I really mean backstabbing, because I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag on this one. This little girl is gonna end up being stabbed 19 times by her two Polly Pocket friends over here, all in the name of that glorious Slender Man.
What was the plan for that night?
On Friday nights, Skateland had free pizza, so the girls went a little early and ate dinner and skated.
Do you think Peyton had any idea?
No. She had absolutely no idea.
She was blindsided.
So they go back to this girl Morgan's house, they have a little sleepover, and the next day the girls just decide themselves to head over to the park, cause fuck supervising 3 12-year-old girls, right? Let's just trust them completely and let them walk all over our quaint little city. Fucking idiot.
I mean, it was just a normal night.
And no sign that two were plotting against Peyton?
No sign whatsoever.
Shortly after their trip to the park, which was actually a trip to the woods to try and find the Slender Man's mansion, all these officers started arriving at everyone's house ready to fuck some shit up.
And my heart dropped down into my stomach. Not only were there police in my living room, but they were wearing riot gear.
First thing that goes through my mind is something has happened to somebody that I love.
So the police are tracking down all these parents, but they refuse to tell anyone anything about the situation besides that someone had been hurt. They actually got tipped off by this amazing Samaritan who found Peyton crawling outside of the woods, covered in stab wounds and blood. This man is truly the hero of today's episode, and he's an absolute badass. He wasn't even supposed to be riding on the trail that day, but he don't play by the rules, and it ended up saving this young girl's life.
He came upon a 12-year-old female. She appears to be stabbed. She appears to be what? Stabbed. Stabbed? Correct.
And you were biking by and she says to you what?
Could you help me, please? I've been stabbed multiple times. I quick got out my cell phone. I was shaking.
They stabbed her all over her stomach, her legs, her arms, and they even stabbed this girl in the heart.
Raining. Ow! You broke my heart.
Even the parents of Peyton can't believe that her friends did this, considering the girls had been best friends since 4th grade. And after these two girls stabbed their friend, they decided to basically attempt to flee their little suburb, and this girl Anissa even drafted up a suicide note on her phone. You guys see what happens to your kids when you don't pay attention to them and you leave them to wander around on the internet? It's not good. They could even turn out like me.
She writes, "This is my final wish to those who care. Do not grieve my absence, but remember me for who I was. I love and cherish you all, and wouldn't do you harm."
I still had no idea. But as soon as I found that, I called the detective right away.
Oh, how fucking dramatic is this little girl? Remember you for who you were? Oh yeah, I really remember some 12-year-old low IQ cunt who has no real problems in her life, so she idolizes some fictional character and has the psychotic capacity to stab her best friend 19 times. When I was 12 years old, my mom wouldn't even let me go to the park alone. My mom would have actually whooped my ass for even making her consider it, because she knew that there was some crazy fucking kids out there, and I present to you Exhibit A and Exhibit B. But looking at Morgan's mom, she seems kind of like a deranged woman as well, and just look at those fucking crazy eyes and her calm demeanor throughout this whole situation. It's really fucked.
I remember talking on the way how we were going to punish Morgan for this. I mean, we just had no idea how serious it was.
Hey, how come nobody told me that Inaba was out here having kids? And so the police eventually find these two girls on the side of the highway. Considering neither of them had access to a vehicle or knew how to drive, I'm gonna assume that it wasn't that hard and they didn't get that far away from the crime scene. In one of their bags, they found the 5-inch blade that they used to stab their best friend, and there was blood stains all over their clothing. So within the prosecution room, Anissa admits that the Slender Man was at the root of this plan all along. She explains that the creepypasta site is what she was basically using all day and night, cramming these fucked up, violent, spooky stories into her subconscious at every second that she could get.
Your parents know that you're here talking to me, okay? And I'm glad they're so glad that you're safe. We were scared for you guys.
They explain that in order to be a true disciple of the almighty Slender Man, they felt like they needed to kill someone, and they hoped that he would appear right then and there in the woods, which obviously he fucking did it, you idiot. Thank God that this girl Morgan actually ended up somehow making a full recovery after being stabbed 19 times. Even 50 Cent don't got nothing on this bitch. And this is a good example of why people with low IQs just should quite frankly not be allowed on the internet. Let's literally just put these idiots in cages and call it a day, because these girls have been in juvenile detention ever since the incident 3 years ago.
Anissa is 16, Morgan is 15. They have spent countless hours driving to visit their daughters, locked up, trying to wrap their heads around how their two little girls, just 12 years old at the time, could have done something so unimaginable.
And most kids get out within a couple of months, but they probably are going to stay there until they're 18. And you got to understand, these kids have zero access to the outside world. There's not windows in these places. There's literally like a max security prison for little girls. Like, even when their parents come to visit them, they can't even make any sort of physical contact with them. No hugs, no kisses, no none of that. This mom even explains that her daughter has only seen around 30 hours of sunlight in the last 3 years. So 10 hours a year, that's about what she's getting. I do think that this story is crazy. I'm glad that everyone ended up being okay, especially the girl that got stabbed. As far as these two cunts, I hope that they rot away in their juvenile detention cells. And it's gonna be sad that these two girls are probably gonna get out when they're 18. But hey, I guess they didn't kill anyone. What do you guys think about this story though? If I would have been this girl Peyton's parents, I would have went batshit crazy and maybe tried to kill these little two girls on my own. I'm not sure. But I do want to thank you guys for watching the video. Please tell me what you think down below. Subscribe today and go follow me on my social medias at JAMARI Speaks. I want to thank you guys for watching, and please drop a big like. I'll catch y'all later. Peace. I think I leveled up, so I'm feeling unstoppable. Make you stick it up, boy, I'm popping like a popsicle. Hurdle many obstacles, dodge a couple bullets, try and send me to the hospital. Now you know I'm hot dog, young Mickey Mouse. When I drop off, always shaking hands, I never fall off. Now I go into the mall and drop a couple racks. Catch me shopping up in Nordstrom, said he counting up the stacks. Find a biddy with some titties, then I take it to my crib. I seen it in the streets, and now I show her how I live. Now I got it in the sheets, and she wanna have my kids. Blunt against her lips, I got trouble on my mind. The only